Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're jumping into cognitive reappraisal.
Yeah, a really interesting strategy for managing emotions.
Definitely. Based on some great material you shared, we're going to look at what it is, how it actually helps change how we feel, and maybe why it's a bit more effective than just pushing feelings away or avoiding stuff.
Right. Suppression or avoidance, yeah. Let's unpack it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first off, what exactly is cognitive reappraisal? How is it different?
Well, basically, it's an emotion regulation strategy. The core idea is changing your emotional reaction by changing how you think about the situation that's causing it. You're reframing it.
Reframing, okay.
Which is, quite different from suppression. That's where you try to hide the outward signs you're feeling something.
Right, like putting on a brave face.
Exactly. Or avoidance, which is just steering clear of things that might trigger difficult emotions. Reappraisal means you're actually engaging with it cognitively.
Engaging, not avoiding, or just bottling it up. So it's active mental work. How does that actually function? What's the process?
It involves consciously looking again at what an event or situation means to you. You might question your initial gut reaction.
All right.
Or try to see it from another angle, focus on different aspects. Like instead of this is a disaster, maybe you think, okay, this is challenging, but what can I take from it?
So you're actively shifting the meaning.
Precisely. Changing the narrative you assigned initially.
Okay, finding a different perspective.
Yeah.
But I imagine just telling yourself, think positive, doesn't always work.
Right.
What makes reappraisal effective versus not so effective?
That's a great point. Yeah, effective reappraisal isn't about forced or unrealistic positivity. It's often about finding a more balanced or realistic viewpoint.
Balanced, okay.
Just denying the negative parts usually isn't helpful in the long run. It's more about acknowledging the difficulty, but maybe also seeing your ability to cope or finding potential for growth.
Right.
Ineffective reappraisal might be, minimizing real problems or being overly optimistic when there's no basis for it. It has to be somewhat grounded.
That makes a lot of sense. It's thoughtful reframing, not just wishful thinking. Now, this comes up a lot in therapy context, doesn't it? Like CBT.
Oh, absolutely. Cognitive reappraisal is a cornerstone technique in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT.
How so?
Well, a huge part of CBT is identifying and modifying those unhelpful thought patterns that contribute to distress. Reappraisal is a direct tool for that.
Oh, okay.
It helps you challenge those automatic negative interpretations and build more adaptive ways of thinking about experiences, which then, shifts the resulting emotions and even behaviors.
And this isn't just some abstract mental trick, is it? There's actual brain activity involved.
Definitely. Research shows specific brain regions are key. The prefrontal cortex, which is heavily involved in executive functions, managing thoughts, planning, impulse control, is really active during reappraisal.
So your brain is actively working to regulate.
Yes, you're essentially using that prefrontal area to modulate the activity in brain regions that generate emotions, like the amygdala. One of the sources you sent even linked that prefrontal activity during reappraisal to better long-term emotional resilience.
Wow. So doing this regularly could actually change things long-term. What kind of impact are we talking about for mental health?
The potential long-term benefits seem pretty significant. Consistent practice can lead to things like greater emotional stability, resilience, lower reported levels of anxiety and depression symptoms, and just generally better psychological well-being. You're essentially retraining your emotional response habits over time.
Retraining habits. That brings up a key question. Is this something you can actually learn or get better at? Can kids learn it?
Yeah, the good news is it absolutely seems to be a learnable skill. It can be strengthened with practice, like any skill.
That's encouraging.
And yes, even children can learn basic reappraisal techniques, obviously tailored to their age and understanding. It just takes practice and maybe some guidance.
Okay, so it's not fixed. We can improve.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if you get better at managing your own emotions this way, does that spill over into how you interact with other people?
It certainly seems to. Better self-regulation through reappraisal often leads to improved interpersonal communication.
How does that work?
Well, if you're less likely to be overwhelmed by your own negative emotions, you're probably less likely to react impulsively or defensively in, say, a disagreement.
Right. You have more bandwidth.
Exactly. You might be able to approach conflicts more constructively, maybe even empathize a bit better, because your own emotional state isn't hijacking the interaction. It really connects our inner world to our outer relationships.
So it all ties together. How you think influences how you feel, which influences how you connect. And this reframing ability sounds like it's fundamental to resilience, to bouncing back.
Absolutely. There's a strong link there. When facing adversity, people who are skilled at reappraisal tend to be better at maintaining perspective, managing the negative feelings without getting totally derailed, and sometimes even finding meaning or opportunities for growth within difficult experiences. That capacity to reframe setbacks is a really core part of psychological resilience.
Okay, so let's wrap this up for you listening. What does this all mean? Cognitive reappraisal gives you a proactive way to work with your emotional landscape.
It's a tool.
Yeah, a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Understanding that you can reframe your thoughts gives you more agency over your well-being and builds that resilience we talked about.
It's about harnessing the power of your perspective.
So maybe think about how you could apply this. Are there situations in your own life right now that you could try looking at from a slightly different angle?
Even a small shift in perspective can sometimes make a big difference.
Definitely. This deep dive really underscores that fascinating connection between mind, body, and emotion, and the potential we have to influence our own experience through our thoughts. Maybe just take a moment later today, think about a recent challenge, and just ask yourself, is there another way to think about this?